Welcome to Easy Science. Let us learn about quantification of elements and compounds. Think of objects like a ball, balloons and apple. You know that milligram, gram and kilogram are some units used to measure their masses. But when talking about the mass of atoms of elements, it's very hard to use those units because they are very light. For example, think of the mass of an atom of hydrogen. That's equal to 1.674 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. So, we select a mass of a particular atom and give other masses relative to it. It is called relative atomic mass. The mass of the unit relative to which the masses of other atoms are expressed is called atomic mass unit. 1/12, the mass of C612 isotope is used as the atomic mass unit. So, atomic mass unit is equal to mass of C612 isotope divided by 12, which is equal to 1.99 into 10 to the power minus 23 gram divided by 12. So, the value of atomic mass unit is 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. So, how many times an atom of a given element weighs as much as 1/12 the mass of C612 isotope is the relative atomic mass of that particular element. Now let us go for an example. Mass of a sodium atom is equal to 3.819 into 10 to the power minus 23 grams. So relative atomic mass of sodium is equal to mass of sodium atom divided by 1/12 the mass of C612 isotope, which is equal to 3.819 into 10 to the power minus 23 grams divided by 1/12 of 1.99 into 10 to the power minus 23 gram. So, relative atomic mass of sodium is equal to 23. We can go for another method as well. Relative atomic mass of sodium is equal to mass of sodium atom divided by value of atomic mass unit, which we have already calculated. So that would be equal to 3.819 into 10 to the power minus 23 grams divided by 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. Again you will end up with relative atomic mass of sodium being 23. Always remember that relative atomic mass is unitless because it is a ratio between two masses. Now think of some elements like hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen, which are made up of homoatomic molecules, and compounds like carbon dioxide, ammonia and water, which are made up of heteroatomic molecules. So, there are molecules making up the elements and compounds. So, we go with relative molecular mass to quantify them. How many times a given molecule of an element or a compound weighs as much as 1/12 the mass of C612 isotope is the relative molecular mass of that particular element or compound. Let's go for an example. Mass of a water molecule is equal to 2.99 into 10 to the power minus 23 grams. So, relative molecular mass of water is equal to mass of a water molecule divided by value of atomic mass unit. That's equal to 2.99 into 10 to the power minus 23 grams divided by 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. So the relative molecular mass of water is equal to 18. But if the relative atomic masses of each atom making up the molecule is known, finding the relative molecular mass becomes much easier, because all you need to do is find the sum of the relative atomic masses of each atom making up that particular molecule. Let's go for an example. It's given that relative atomic masses of hydrogen is equal to 1 and that of oxygen is equal to 16. So, in order to find the relative molecular mass of water, we have to find the sum of the relative atomic masses of each atom. Water contains 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So, we have to find the sum of relative atomic masses of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. That's equal to 2 times 1 plus 16. So, relative molecular mass of water is 18. Let's go for another example. It's given that relative atomic masses of hydrogen equal 1, carbon equals 12 and oxygen is equal to 16. So, relative molecular mass of glucose or C6H12O6 is equal to 6 times relative atomic mass of carbon plus 12 times relative atomic mass of hydrogen plus 6 times relative atomic mass of oxygen, because glucose contains 6 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen atoms and 6 oxygen atoms. So that would be equal to 6 times 12 plus 12 times 1 plus 6 times 16. So the relative molecular mass of glucose is 180. Always remember that when these types of calculations are done, you should know the exact relative atomic mass of each atom, or they should be provided to you. And remember that relative molecular mass too is unitless.